So it's time to teach everyone how to truly counter fighter. I'll be using some film. I'll be using myself as an example and this other person as an example of like just what you're doing wrong, what you're doing right, and maybe how to handle fighters a little bit more. You know, like how to fight the worst class to a level at where like you're actually just greening them or you're just better than them at the game. But let's get into it. So to start off here for the first match, we start at a little bit of a mid-range. Boom. Already put in pressure up with the projectiles on the field. And then I think, yep, alright. So with that move, shoulder bash, the new rare skill scroll on fighter that I'm sure a lot of people see on the game now because a lot more people are using it. I'm gonna teach y'all something about it real quick. So if you see in the video, if I replay it, I kind of hit them during like the middle of shoulder bash, so they got out of stun and was able to use M1, but they got punished for doing it anyways. So the way it works, if the move is like a line, and let's say you are hit at this point of shoulder bash, so this is the start, and then this is the end of shoulder bash right here. If you are hit right here, you are going to be in stun for about like, let's say, and then you're out of stun and the shoulder bash is still continuing like around here. If you are hit near the middle, which is where I hit the person in the video, you will be stunned like for like the same amount of time, but I'm still in animation. If you are hit near the end, this is the bad zone. You do not want to be hit at the end of shoulder bash because, as you see, the animation ends. Shoulder bash is not a cancelable move. I can't do this. I can't start my shoulder bash. I can't hit you right here and then just end it. It's going to keep on going in that same line that I showed right here or in the vid. As you guys can see, I hit shoulder bash right here. I'm still in animation. I couldn't get out, and I was able to do something because they use an M1. But yeah, so if you're hit at the start, you are safe. If you're hit at the middle, you're safe, but you have to move. You have to move a bit. You don't want to pull out your weapon to parry anything after shoulder bash, unless you are just like the best at parrying in the game. And then if you're hit at the end, this is danger zone. You are dead. You are in a combo. You're in that fighter combo that everyone loves. And yeah, that's basically just the main thing about shoulder bash. This is safe. I probably should have put green over it. This is safe. This is like, all right, I gotta do something, and this is like, okay, I'm dead. I'm in the combo. But yeah, let's continue. 1, 2, 3, 4. After the ground fissure, barrage. That is true. So if you ever see someone doing the 4-1's barrage, you're gonna get punished for it if you try doing anything. Gravel shot, that wasn't true. They could have turned around and parried. That was just to get behind the block. 4-1's heavy, that's true. And yeah, that's basically the first interaction that I wanted to go over. Okay, so this is the second part I want to get into, and this is probably one of the most important parts of fighting a fighter, is just keeping track of what they have at any time in the fight. Just like to make sure you're safe because you know they don't have their combo starters up, and to make sure you know what to do in the next interaction. So let me play the clip. Boom, I hit my ground smash. Remember, ground smash is on cooldown, but what do I still have? I still have ground fissure and shoulder bash, two deadly moves from like mid to close range. Boom, I'm hit with the god move. Ground fissure, that's where like you should have already been out of this situation. You should have already, as soon as you like saw me use the ground smash, you know I'm looking for more starters up close. You know you should have been out of here already. Water slam. After that water slam, and after you parried, this M1 was so risky here. Like after they parried, boom, M1 there is crazy from that distance. Like you're trying to dash in an M1, yeah, nah. That should have been, because I still have shoulder bash up, mind you. They didn't see me use it at any time in the fight so far. I have it up, so going in for a punish when I have a startup, or when I have a move with a startup of like a second, is crazy. As soon as you got that parry off, or I keep saying you, dude. As soon as they got that parry off, I should have, or you should have already been out of there. Ice skate, I should have seen an ice skate like up or something as soon as that parry went off. But that M1 led you to getting punished because of end lag in this game. And it lost the fight. So this was just to show how much pressure a fighter has up close because of their options. You wanna make sure their options are 0 from up close. Like, I would only be playing this close on an Elementalist against a fighter if I knew their ground smash was up, their ground fissure was out, and their shoulder bash was out. I would have been like, okay, this is fine. I'm a little bit more comfortable up close like this because I could be my plant trap, just like how they're doing right here. I could have my barrage move up. But as soon as I feel, and that's just because like I've been on the class, but what you could do is just be like, okay, it's been a while, ground fissure's up. It's been a while, ground smash is up. It's been a while, shoulder bash is up. And I'll show all the cooldowns in a second, or up on screen. Just the potential a fighter has up close with all these moves is like limitless. So you want to make sure if you are playing this up close that they have no options. Even if you are in plant trap, even if you are in melt, lava line's probably the only like defensive thing in the game that could save you from these combo starters. So I just watch out. All right, here's one of the examples of, or like here's the last example, my bad, of that I'm gonna show of what you're not supposed to do against a fighter. So you see here, I am going up, match started a while ago, plant barrage is off and water slam is off, and now what are you gonna do defensively? Nothing. So why in this scenario would an ice skate back happen? There's no reason, because it just gets you killed. You're not supposed, even if that projectile had the potential of hitting me if I got you in a combo, it's not worth the risk, because again, I have all my cooldowns up, I have my combo up. So the ice skate back was the worst decision here. You could have been out. You could have been out over there playing in a trap or something, or like zoning a little bit better. But because the ice skate back was punished, you're just in a combo that's probably match ending. That's just worse for you in the end game in general. See, like you're gonna start the fight already down this much health, even though that combo wasn't true and you could have gotten out of it. It just ruins your momentum for the whole match. So this decision right here was just a mess up of ice skating back, going greedy for the projectile when you could have been ice skated away. That would have been that probably would have changed the game. I will be going over what you need to be looking out for during like the end game of fighting a fighter, and I'll be breaking it down on how, like, what are they looking for at the end. Okay, so right here, I'm obviously one shot and I am just playing for my life. I have to get something and I just die because I can't get anything and I played defense bad. So right here, we'll do like a table. We'll do a table. So let's say this is time, and then this is like the value of parries. So this is the time over the match. So let's say like this is early. The value of parries is getting for combos. Value of parries is mainly for combos. Not really defense unless like it's a god move like plant barrage or the other plant stun. But it's mainly for combos, and I guess you could say like chip, damage, like negation, something like that. Chip, damage, negation. And then mid game, you're kind of like putting in your parries into more defense and combos again, of course, defense combos, but mainly because the match is already gone this far and you're like half or below half, you kind of want to use it more to negate damage, and because your movement will just like start showing that you're lower. And then end game, like I showed at the end, you are completely relying on your parries for damage, negation, and end game combos. end game combos. I'll just do like this. And because I missed the parry, I wasn't able to survive as long as I should have. Like, I should have turned around and parried that. And they were obviously in the, they were in the end of a plant barrage. So I would have died anyways because I wasn't correctly cooldown counting. But yeah, it's just at the end, if you're already this far with the fighter and they're actually losing somehow, you just want to keep playing how you're playing. Obviously, good orbit. Oh, I forgot to explain orbit. Good orbit, good defense, and good zoning. Zoning is really important. But yeah, so when they're early, you kind of want to zone, because this is the most important part of the fight, because it's setting the stage kind of how the rest of the fight's gonna go. When you're here, you want to keep playing how you're playing. If you have a health buff over them, like if you have more health, even if it's just a little bit, you're doing good. You're chipping him down slower than you are. And at the end, it's just complete, do everything you can, because they're going to be looking for parries the most, because their movement is kind of halted and they're just looking for the most amount of parries. So this is when they're easily parry baitable with your curves. Like as you see here, I was blocking against everything. Boom. I actually blocked once because I'm a burger, but if I was smarter in that scenario, I would have been putting my block every 0.1 second every time it's off cooldown. So yeah, that's just a little way how to counter the fighters throughout the whole fight if it gets to. Okay, now to kind of end it off, I just want to point out the main way is just orbiting your projectiles around yourself. It's obviously easier on body aim, which is I'm fighting a person on body aim. It's just they circle their projectiles around them or around you to get your block out the way and punish you for even trying to block in the first place. So here we go. Oh wait, the sound is on. Let me just. All right, I missed ground fissure. The projectile is still up on the board. It's still a threat because of orbiting. They're probably gonna curve it around them. You see, I was just following them as an extra line of defense, even if they're stunned, because when you're in stun, you could still control your projectiles. And then the plant barrage was orbited behind my block. I put my block up because, like I said in the last thing, I'm already low. It's endgame for me, and I have to block anything to defend myself. Boom, I put up my block too early. They're move stacking the projectile with the plant barrage. It orbits around my block, and I just get punished, and I get greened, and I get flamed. I get, you know the whole thing. So orbiting your projectiles, if I pull up the thing, orbiting your projectiles around your. Okay, so boom, orbiting your projectiles around yourself like this. This is a fighter can't get near you unless they go up and you're going in this direction and they parry this, but you could just curve it back. There's just a bunch of things you could do to mix up their block. And then let's say you're going around here, they're chasing you. Hey yo, they're chasing you. You have the projectile following you at all times, so even if you get ground smashed here, you could punish by just curving it back and they get caught off guard. So actually, just one more thing I want to go over is the plant trap and the melt moves. They're not saving you from combo starters on fighter, because their stun and their damage isn't really enough to be threatening. Even at this low, even at 30 health, it's not that threatening because the stun isn't that much, and I can just I can capitalize. So they're playing a lava line, which is smart because lava line stun is better than melt and does more damage. So I had to jump over it. I can't just tank it. We do a little parry interaction. They parry gravel shot, and then they melt here, which is it loses them the fight because they don't want to play anywhere else. Even though, again, I have no if you see, I have no cooldowns up. Ground smash is about to be up though, so using your movement here would be better. It's just giving me more free roam to punish, which is right here. I parry that, which honestly, whenever you shoot a earth rise or earth push, my fault, it should just go the other way if it's facing directly at them, or just to the side a bit so they can't parry, and then you shoot another projectile to catch them off their guard. Like, I think he tried doing that here. Oh, I think he actually did try doing that here. If you see, or her, I don't know. Yeah, they tried looking to the side, I think. Boom. See, even in melt, I'm not taking damage. I'm at 10 health. Melt is not saving you from a fighter, I promise. Boom. That did 2 ticks of damage, but you're still in the combo, and it just won me the fight. But yeah, that's just like a general overview. Don't just hide in melt against a fighter. Don't just hide in plant trap. Don't just hide in what other, I don't think there's anything else that I'm missing. Don't hide in like your flame burn. I see people doing that. That's not a good idea. But yeah, lava line's probably the only defense like trap skill that could help you against a fighter. So yeah, that was pretty much it that I wanted to go over. I'll just go over the main points again. Is the best way to counter a fighter is orbiting your projectiles around you and making sure that there's just uptime, because more pressure on the fighter is better for you in the long run. Over time in the fight, if it goes that long, their parry will change and they'll just have to start using it more. And cooldown counting is probably another really important part. If I don't have my combo starters, I am useless long range or short range. If I don't have my ground fissure, I'm useless mid range. Same with shoulder bash. Oh, and with shoulder bash, if you're hit in the middle, or if you're hit in the beginning, you're safe. You're out of stun. If you're hit in the middle of shoulder bash, you're gonna have to do something. You're gonna have to move. And if you're hit at the end, you're in the combo. I'm sorry to say it, but that's just how it is. But yeah, that's just kind of like a breakdown on how to fight fighter, or how to fight a fighter that kind of knows what they're doing. And I just kind of broke down my playstyle. So, and fighter is probably gonna get a nerf. So yeah. But yeah, that's about it. See y'all in the next one, bro. Peace.